Hi, welcome to another video of from our channel. And today we have Purva Gandhi. She is a sports physiotherapist as well as she's done her master's in sports and exercise science and medicine from Glasgow, UK. Hi, Purva. Welcome to our video.
Hello, hi.
All right.
Hi.
Today's topic will be somewhere around how is this affecting athletes and their fitness regimes and so on. We also talk about common person who is into exercise, how this lockdown situation has affected the exercise regime of them as well. All right. So, quick question, Purva. Like, when you
Yeah.
talk to clients now, what's the
Hmm.
first reaction that you're getting? Like, what is the first thing that you get?
So the first thing which when we speak to any client of any age group is that most of people are panicking
Hmm.
because they don't know um, what they should exercise and at what intensity they should exercise, whether they are progressing, whether they are falling back, like related to their goals. So that's the main problem which they are facing. A few people like who are actually having pain, they have next level problems, but
Hmm.
people who are like athletes also who are training because of the inaccessibility of training areas and overall whatever is going around, and because the period is also not very
Hmm.
I can say is like it's indefinite. So that's
Right.
the reason why most of the people are facing a lot of panic
Correct.
situation.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And when we talk about like athletes per se, I
Hmm.
think, most of the athletes, when they talk to me about like, I used to exercise so much or I used to work out so much. And then
Yeah.
suddenly there's a drop in activity levels.
Yeah.
So how do you think that can be managed? Like, what exactly, from your perspective, what exactly can be done there?
So at this situation, a lot of people who call or like whatever we go through are either overtraining or undertraining, most of them,
Correct. Correct.
because they are panicking and overtraining, or they're just in a depression kind of phase and not training themselves at the
Yes.
maximum level they should. So basically, they should understand that this phase is just like a maintenance phase and it's for everyone. So this is
Right.
not a right time to panic. It's a time when you should actually train to maintain your strength, your endurance, your skill levels, and like train optimal and don't overdo things, because this is a point where the risk of injury also becomes higher, especially
Correct.
if you're overtraining. Then the chances of injuries are very higher, and if
Right.
that happens, in that case you don't have an access to a physio, or you do
Correct.
not have access directly to a hospital. So it is better that you are like training optimal and smart in this phase. But so I feel I understand a lot of people
Hmm.
face problems because they feel they are getting detrained or deconditioned because of this phase.
Correct.
So not exercising is also not the right thing to do. You should keep on exercising because exercise has different benefits:
Correct.
physical, mental, physiological benefits. And you should at least maintain the level at which you were and should not be dropping down in any physiological systems.
Right. Right. Interesting, because you mentioned maintenance. I think that's something very a critical word that you use, because
Right.
everyone wants to achieve their goals even in this period where they have less of resources.
Yes.
All right. So I think the best thing to do is to maintain their current
Yes.
physical levels rather than
Yeah.
overdoing even the body
Yes.
workout and so on.
Yes, so ideally this is the phase when you should like do moderate intensity of exercises for especially if you're an athlete, you should maybe train at like 50 to 75% of your maximum heart rate, and don't push yourself in the high intensity or overtraining phases, because as I said, the chances of increasing the injury risk is very high in
Correct.
this phase.
Correct.
So
Correct.
yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, a quick, change of population. I think you
Yeah.
also work with the older population,
Yes.
like the senior citizens.
Yes.
Just to give you, you guys one tip, like she has a clinic at Shaniwar Wada, if I'm not wrong, Purva.
Yeah, Shaniwar Pet. Basically, I work as a
Correct.
senior physiotherapist at Shaniwar Pet, no problem.
All right.
So yeah. So yes, as you said, people who are, there's a lot of pressure. You can see a lot of people working out in this phase, a lot of people posting workout videos and everything. So people who are like newcomers, who are very, I say, are not doing regular exercises initially, but who want to start right now. For them,
Correct.
I would just suggest that go slow,
Right.
Basically start with basic exercises. If you're able to consult a expert, then it works out really well for you. But
Correct.
don't start doing things just under pressure because you want to exercise.
Correct.
um, you just see to it that there, even WHO gives you guidelines where
Exactly.
people between 18 to 60, 63, 65 years age group can actually work out for like 150 minutes per week, and that
Correct.
also moderate intensity. You don't need to do very high intensity exercise workouts.
Right.
So basically household work like vacuuming, cleaning your house, or like just mopping the floors, or doing gardening work, brisk
Hmm.
walking is also considered as moderate activity,
Right.
intensity of activity. So you need not do follow a lot of videos and just train at that level. Athletes, for athletes, I would say that you continue training.
Right.
You can just maintain your heart rate, as I said, between 50 to 70% of your maximum. For beginners who are like not used to taking their pulse and etc., for them, you there's a small trick, like when you exercise, see to it that you are able to talk when you're doing the exercise and not able to sing, because that tells you how breathless you are. So
Okay.
something like that can be designed, and around that you, but exercise is a must in this phase, is what I would say, recommend.
Right. Awesome. All right. And
Yeah.
just to, come back to that point of like, not doing overdoing it, like by seeing videos or like
Yeah.
doing something
Yeah.
beyond your routine or like doing something new. I think when we talk about senior citizens, that's one thing. Like I have a lot of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
around me, 70 plus, who are used to doing their walks. And then suddenly, I guess there's that thing of
Yeah.
like, okay, nothing. I can't even step down to go for a walk. So, it
Yes.
does have from my perspective when I see it, it does have a lot of psychological repercussions as well. But as
Yes.
you said that
Yes.
simple household work also could get those if you talk from the physiological way, it also helps you
Yes.
get those happy hormones high, like come at a
Correct.
good level.
Correct.
Anything
Yeah.
else that they can probably engage at home, probably more than if they're not okay doing housework, more of housework, anything else?
Yeah, small things like they're if they're used to working out, they can
Yeah.
just like walk in the house also. You can have like count the number of steps you walk.
Correct.
Just walk inside the house, walk in the balcony, walk in the terrace. After having food, don't sit immediately.
Hmm.
Just walk after having proper meals. That can be done. So basically, and you can do small exercises like marching in place. There are a lot of bed exercises also which are like safe to be done for an
Correct.
older age group. So I feel instead of getting demotivated and depressed, just you can wear your think as if you're going out for a walk, wear
Correct.
your gears and just walk in the house.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you can do that, even like taking adequate breaks in between is very very critical, even
Correct.
if these older age group people are working at home,
Hmm.
because not a lot of people are used to doing all household chores at the same time. So
Correct.
I feel not doing extreme jerky movements, not doing
Hmm.
taking risky postures like cleaning at extreme ends, like cleaning or mopping the floors,
Correct.
like
Correct.
like the whole house on in one day. Avoid doing these kind of activities. You can divide your work into intervals, take breaks, sit in between, and that's
Hmm.
fine. I feel like that is going to be sufficient.
All right, all right, awesome. So I think when I think from my perspective as well, when it comes to athletes and like these extreme, what we just spoke about, the extremes, either they have just given up everything and that's sitting, or they're
Mm.
overdoing things. Like even athlete population and even normal population is doing that,
Yeah.
or like even
Yeah.
recreational athletes. When I see them, it's like
Athletes. Yeah.
it's extreme. So do you think it's because of certain unrealistic or like unchanged goals in their mind that that happens, and they need to work on that, like just probably rewrite, okay, we are in this controlled situation right now and we need to work
Right.
around that area. So do you think that's one aspect to that?
Yeah, sure. I feel that is one important thing, because everyone, if it's an elite athlete or a recreational athlete,
Hmm.
the most important is that they are following a particular schedule.
Correct.
So they always have that in their head that they are falling back with respect to their
Right.
competitors or overall their personal goals. The thing is like the long term goals now, whatever they had, have got delayed for everyone. So
Exactly.
there is not going to be any tournament coming up immediately. I can
Mm.
understand for an athlete who's recovering from his own injury and is missing on sporting like competitive seasons.
Right.
It's not going to be like that. Everyone is missing on that part. So I feel in this phase they should not panic.
Mm.
Their goals have just got delayed. They are
Yeah.
just pushed ahead, and not, it's not like it's only delayed for them. They are not missing any seasons. They are not
Correct.
dropping down in any ways. But at the same time they should understand that this is a right time to target on few um, what I can say, few loops which were not properly dealt with. For example, if someone was strengthening very well and was not getting adequate time to stretch, this can be a very good time to just like start doing
Correct.
yoga or just start doing some kind of stretching.
Correct.
So like it helps a lot because you can work on your weaknesses in this phase,
Yeah.
mentally as well as physically. And I
Absolutely.
feel even it's a very good phase for recovery, like because a lot of
True.
people are actually in a phase where they were in their overtraining or their maximum
Mm.
level peaks. But I don't think so the sporting season or the competitive season is going to start early. So basically panicking is not the answer
One.
for
Yeah.
this. Just
True.
maintaining the strengths, maintaining, doing very good flexibility. But even if you're working out at home, still doing cool downs and warm up is very very critical.
Yes. Yes.
Taking breaks, proper nutrition and hydration is also very critical in this phase. So if you're just doing everything like optimally and smartly, then in that case you are, I don't think so there's any need to panic.
All right. I think, yeah, I mean, I think you just summed some things up very well at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, any few last tips for recreational athletes as well as athletes? Like any, quick things to just like a takeaway.
So yeah, as I said that don't miss on warm up and cool down whenever
Yes.
whatever things you're doing.
Absolutely.
Work on your weaknesses in this phase. And if you are looking sports as a career, then you can also start reading stuff about your sports, about sports science,
Yes.
because that also helps a lot. Because
Mm.
a lot of athletes do that, and that actually benefits a lot. Do a lot of mental training
True.
at this phase, because that
Yeah.
is going to keep you lower and smart. But I feel a tip which can be applied for everyone, whatever age group you are, is that at the end of the day, after exercising, you should feel a bit tired, but you should be more satisfied that yes, you did exercise. And
Correct.
see to it that at the end of the exercise session, you should not feel any kind of pain and soreness. In that case, you're just good to go and you're doing really well.
All right. Great.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks
perfect.
so much, Purva.
No
And
problem. Great.
yes, so we'll probably have some another video soon. And if the
Sure, sure.
I'm sure
Yes,
the
perfect.
lockdown is going to get extended anyway,
Yeah.
and we'll need
Yes,
more support for our athletes and our
yes,
recreational
yes.
athletes as well. All
Perfect.
right. Great.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Purva,
Yes.
for joining
Thank
us.
you so much. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Yeah. Bye. Bye.